Pac-Man played properly in black and white. That's right. Unlike your newfangled fancy game systems with 4K and Netflix built in, the Atari 2600 has a black and white selector switch so that we can take it back to 1980 when not everybody had colored TVs. Like my grandparents. Everyone gather around the fireplace, kids. Crazy Uncle Mark's gonna tell a story about black and white TVs. And maybe I told this one before, I don't remember, but I'm gonna tell it again anyway, so deal with it. Alright, the year is like 1981, 82, somewhere in there. I'm at my grandparents' house with my dad, and we're watching On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the Bond film, one of the best Bond films. And there's this great chase scene right in the middle of the film. And then when they're skiing down the mountain, and Bond is like beating up the bad guys or whatever, and there's this one part of the movie, one part of the chase scene when Bond hits the bad guy off a jump or something, and he flies into this huge snowblower machine. And he gets ground up and spit out the other side in snow. We're watching this in black and white. My dad goes, so matter of fact, you know in color that snow is red. You see, you had to use your imagination, or at least experience previously seeing the film in color, to know that. Black and white. Yes, everything is simpler on a black and white TV. Look who it is! It's Pac-Man! Hey Pac-Man, what do you think of the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man? It's better than Super Mario Brothers! No way! Now I've done it. The black and white selector switch is stuck. Here I was going to talk about how the Atari never breaks. Oh, come on. I think the problem here is I spilled a beer on this like 20 years ago. There we go. Okay. As I was saying, the Atari is indestructible. It can withstand beers being spilled on it 20 years ago. And wait, no, holy crap. Did I say 20 years ago? It's more like 30 years ago. Never mind. It was old then. Is everyone ready for some good times? And bad music. Pac-Man on Atari 2600. This game is very difficult to film. I actually shot an entire review in 4K, but I'm not paying attention. Let me tell my story. I shot an entire review in 4K, but the frame rate was not high enough to capture the 4 ghosts that are actually kind of hard to see in real life with, you know, real human eyes. But I decided to reshoot the whole thing in 60 frames a second, so I had to run out and buy a new memory card just for you, so that you could be tormented by Pac-Man on Atari 2600. Actually, let me take that back. It's not a good version of Pac-Man, but it's kind of fun. Primarily because it's on the Atari, which is always fun, and it brings back memories of when I played this game as a kid. My friend had it. Like, I didn't have an Atari 2600 right away. I had to eventually talk my parents into getting me one, but that was like 1986 or something. So like in 81, 82, I had a friend who had an Atari 2600, I go over to his house and we play this version of Pac-Man. Now I was always like, why does it sound like Pac-Man is eating ghosts underwater? It's just got the weirdest sounds. Like, you know, now it's the future. I can't say they're the worst sounds. I mean, the opening song is pretty awful, but it's just a really kind of a weird reimagining of Pac-Man. I kind of like it. I hate to admit that, but I do. I'm Mark in his crazy old man phase is kind of digging Pac-Man on the 2600. This version of it here is a little slow, you know, like all the Atari games. For those of you, who know this stuff, there's a bunch of like most of the Atari games. There's a bunch of game options. And option 6 is Fast Pac-Man, Fast Ghost. So it's kind of like Ms. Pac-Man sped up, except not as good. Because it's Pac-Man on the Atari. I think if I put some delay on the video wafers, they'll sound pretty cool. Yeah, that was also my favorite scene of Return of the Jedi. She looks great.